to the island. Gonna have a party though, Dev?
I don't know. See what they've got to bring us. You know what's not allowed at the party?
What is not?
I just keep filling for like 2 extra seconds. I'll tell you what's not allowed at the party.
This band?
What's not allowed at the party is a jackal. Jackal's not invited, guys. He's sorry. He really he had a bit too much last time and he ruined it for the rest of us. So he's not invited back.
Classic Jackal. This is his map too.
I know, it's a bit of heartbreaking, especially for seeing Mirror Ban as well. I loved Velvet Shell. Really enjoyed that season.
Really shook things up that season, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And Capital, speaking of shaking things up.
Yeah, that's not really a shake-up.
Yeah, but I mean, his buff really did, and I guess that really changed what we saw in the bans. You know, it used to be, it was always, you know, Lion getting banned.
Well, we'd see a lot of Glaz bans as well.
Glaz bans. I feel like every single time it was a Lion or a Glaz. You know, we saw a lot of Ying. These days, we never see the Glaz ban. Very rarely the Ying ban. Really, Jackal's taken the forefront, especially in ranked. You know, a lot of people not enjoying playing against the Jackal.
Oh, it's so bad. I got scanned 3 times in 1 round.
Yeah, preach it, mate.
Oh.
And Capital, right? Like in the Pro League, he's been a thorn in all these teams' side. And look at that. No Spanish operators here on the Spanish map with Mira going down and mute to boot.
Nice. It's a party in the house when the parents are out of town. Jackal and Mira not around to make sure that their lovely Spanish island getaway doesn't get destroyed by the partygoers here of Mindfreak and Fury.
Looks like we'll be starting tonight's activities in the billiards room and hookah lounge. A good place to kick things off when you're just trying to have a bit of a relax. And Mindfreak will be looking up to their stations there. A lot of information here. We've got Maestro, Valkyrie, but information denial in the Mozzie, which can on the flip side gather some if that's what's how you plan to use them. The Legion, also a staple ban, and I guess the Legion Smoke, both kind of that entry denial we often see coming out.
So Warden choosing to switch off of that Lion, like it, I don't know, I've seen like on Twitter a lot of the NA pros saying that Lion's still too strong, like maybe even take 1 more of his charges away.
I mean, that's the thing, like a lot of people, especially in just matchmaking, people don't fear Lion at all. They don't find Lion a very difficult operator to deal with because that coordination that's required to make use of him is just such high level, really requires that team comms. And look, we've seen some teams in the league, overseas mainly, make good use of that. I stand by what I said earlier. Yet to see ANZ teams really pick up the Lion. And at the very least, Fury's not going to bring it to us this round.
Right, well, we are about to head into the action phase. What's Fury's strategy? How they want to take this one?
Well, we touched on last night some of our preferred ways to interpret this attack on the hookah. You know, common things would be take control of VIP, move on inside, and you know, open up that wall, that angle into the pool, into the hallway, the pool room, and such. We also see often some aquarium pushes, which is what we primarily saw in the Fnatic game last night. It was stopped a little bit by the vertical play, so I personally like these aquarium pushes. It looks like that's what's being set up for at the moment. I hope we do end up seeing that, maybe with some smokes to help out.
We just get an F in chat for Dev's pen because he dropped it behind the monitor.
Monkey, you're not meant to talk about things that are off screen, all right? Yes, I just dropped my pen and I spent the last 30 seconds trying to pick it up, but it's back, guys. My pen is back and we've got this.
Dead. Yeah. All right, well, we saw some of those gridlock, they called track stingers, thrown down into luggage from the roof. So, I don't know, could double up nicely with a Nomad Cutie. It's a pretty aggressive peek there. Still a Lival style, goes for a run out, finds Rock. No more track stingers going down.
No punishment either for the run-out player. Mindfreak still feeling very happy at the moment. That pressure will come out downstairs, though, and the Mozzie's the first one to feel it. Cutie takes a lot of damage, but the Maestro rotating to the blue stairs in a perfect position to assist, but Shade eventually secures the first kill for his roster without too much difficulty.
Do you feel Cutie might have peaked a bit too early there? Should have waited for a bit of support.
Yeah.
See, look at this. Look how easy they are to just shoot if no one's watching them. Like, I don't think they're a great flank watch, these track stingers.
Well, Fury are not only bringing the gridlock, but still the Nomad. And that's something that we saw on concert as well. You're sacrificing a lot of utility, alternate utility operators to really emphasize that flank watch. Something we'll hopefully get to have a chat to Fury about in the post-match interview. Make sure you stick around for that, by the way.
Is that why they're bringing him, though? Or that's another run out, I think. Shaq has found Warden, who was repelled. Oh, quick trade, though, by Shade. The SHA onto the SHA there.
Yeah, fortunately, there's only one on the board, so it makes it much easier for us. Still 3 versus 3. It's anyone's winnable situation, but the time is ticking away. Fury have only 15 seconds to execute. Shade repelling up, very lit up, but he finds that first kill. A great position now. Jack Dad is the man to watch in this scenario in a pinch, but he's the only man that can really make the big difference. Ippy Style thinks he needs to make a play, and he pushes on through Hookah. The plank goes down. Jack Daddy finished off. Ippy Style finds the first kill on this retake. Going for this run out, but the Nomad perfectly counters it. He doesn't get detected, however. And now he has to contend with one player in VIP and one player outside. VIP is the first one. He finds a shot. Ippy Style in a potential 1 versus 3 clutch. Finds this diffuser, but he's very cautious of this position. Now on the aquarium balcony, Shade looking outside, just a sliver of HP. Can he hear that the diffuser's going off? He sticks it, and Ippy Style goes down. Fury just scrape away with their first attack round in this series.
If I am not mistaken, that was a 4K there for Shade.
What a fantastic round, and an essential moment, really, for Shade to secure his team that round. I just don't believe that Ippy Style got that close. 3 kills in the round for him. Look at that 4K. Thank you, MC, our lovely observer.
Style got his own 3, but Shade said, nah, this is mine to win.
Yeah, well, I guess whichever one of the players won that would have gotten a 4K. If Ippy Style had taken out Shade before finishing off that counter defuse. Well, Fury looks like they're in the game still. What was it, 70-odd%? Thought Mindfreak could take this, but hey, Fury still in the game, and they're stepping it up here, especially on their attacks. Something that we really struggled to see so much on the previous map.
Back to Hookah, though.
If there's anything to be learned from the Fnatic mentality last night, it's that don't give up straight away when you lose a bomb site, because every single time Fnatic retried one that they'd misplayed before, they always fixed up their issues and they always won the subsequent round.
Well, as for these operators on the board, pretty similar here for Mindfreak, and no smoke this time. Like, I think that's fair enough. The smoke didn't really do too much, like Jack Daddy. In terms of utility, he might take the bandit. He's got a C4 this time, so he can deny a plant if required. There was a Valkyrie camera thrown outside just then, of course.
So yeah, it's a lot of information outside. Mindfreak prepared very well in terms of the information game, and well, it did help them get some free kills in the previous round. Fury, though, salvaged it in the 3 versus 3 last 15 seconds. Can't really say that Mindfreak did a lot wrong in that previous round.
Oh, Shaq! Spruce saw his arm there, but Shaq's going to get the peek and the kill there. That was surely aided by a call out from that camera that was thrown outside earlier.
Mindfreak once again with the early advantage.
Once again, it was Shaq, or was it Ippy Style first, wasn't it?
Yeah. Still, I gotta say, like, you know, Fury should not have even gotten close to winning that previous round, and that they did. Shaq will find his second on the round. Looks like it's his turn to step up.
See, this is the problem with Fury. They're taking these one-on-one gunfights, expecting to win them, but they're not, and there's no trade. And you know how important trades are at this top-tier level. No capitalization from Fury at all, from the information that they're giving.
Another player peeks him.
Who's peeking Shaq right now? My man's is on fire.
Everyone's peeking Shaq, and it's not working, not even once. Shaq's taken a lot of damage for his troubles, but honestly, he could just lay down here for the rest of the round, and he will have done a good job. Rock, though, using his smoke grenade, the first of which, in a bit of a pickle,
C4
deploying that gridlock,
okay,
and well, there you go. The Alder will sing out and take him down, pre-fire through the smoke.
power of those 80 bullets. We're going to see Shaq with that 4K if he can clean up Warden at the end here. Looks like Warden's on a path to run into him. Might even see him from behind. Oh, that was a bit messy there, but he does find the kill, and he's now on 5 HP of his own. Looks like Mindfreak just want to peek him. Someone wants this kill. Prone at the L-bend hallway, but okay, now they're sitting back more patiently. Mindfreak are more experienced than that. Well,
it's a difficult position. There's a lot to ask of
yeah,
Warden.
there's not really much that's going to happen now, is it? Like, he's going to die in what? There we go.
There you go. So, closed out.
And
The real highlight is clearly just Shaq's fantastic performance individually. And, you know, it's great when you have good aim and you perform well based on information, but the enemy has to make a mistake to allow that to happen. And Fury did, and it shouldn't have.
Well, we're going to Penthouse this time, and what you said did come true. It was, you know, you correct your mistakes, and then you can win the round.
I mean, in that first round, Fury really had almost no right to win it on that attack. As I mentioned, you know, 3 versus 3, 15 seconds to go. You shouldn't win that. Fury pulled off a miracle in round number 1, and Mindfreak have reasserted their dominance here. Penthouse, as you mentioned, the second choice of bomb site. Bit of an old school lineup. Bandit really not been as prevalent in the meta on a lot of bomb sites in the last season compared to how just prevalent he was in the past and across Rainbow Six Pro League history.
Well, I think it's more of because of the introduction of Kaid. Yes, you've only got 2 Electro Claws, but they can be placed so much more with so much more variety, right?
I partially agree with you, but I actually think that the reason we've seen less Bandit is because of the buffs to mute. You know, getting that shotgun. If you want someone to deny a wall, why not grab someone who can deny more span of walls and also deny drones, plus he can do a lot of the renovations that you need with the shotgun. I think these days, a lot of the time when a team is picking a Bandit instead of the mutes, I don't know, it's for the better gun. Or for the Bandit trick, which is a feature unique to Bandit.
Shaq going for a spawn peek here as the smoke. What do you think of that one, Dev?
Where Gasper Babes in his pocket. Hope they stay there. Looks like there's no one peeking. It's quite wise. You mentioned last round, you know, no one should be peeking Shaq.
But now Shaq's peeking there.
Yep, guess you don't have a choice in that scenario. And yeah, it's round 3 here of the party on this beautiful island, and you know, took them a while to take Hookah in the last few rounds, and Fury have decided that's where they'll start in this particular round. Good roam clear.
Look how much information. Sorry, look how much information they've been gathering from that. Another run out from a Valkyrie camera.
Speaking of information.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up the IQ. They're gathering so much information, but the information they want to be gathering is probably that one little thing outside.
I mean, it's very difficult, right? To with that IQ scanner, it has a limited range, and obviously those Valkyrie cameras can see a very long distance. Bit difficult to completely spot out all those outside Valkyrie cameras, even if you're walking around for the first half of the round outside. Still a very firm hold by Mindfreak, not only in VIP, but also in the hallways outside, L-bend, also heading on towards the theater side.
Yeah, that's the look how far that Valkyrie camera is. I probably agree with you. It's going to be very hard to find that with a IQ scanner, but that was the hard breach that went down for Fury.
And the diffuser as well on the ground. Oh no, just missing those shots, and Shade trades it out on the rappel. Excellent job, and Cutie goes down. He knows where his cameras are, and he can use them to assist the rest of his team. However, Ippy Style smartly evades action in VIP and defaults back to site, giving his team another body alive in the later half of this round.
Look at the position Shaq's in as well. You'd never really expect someone to be just hiding in the shower here.
Still a great position for Ippy Style as he is on that retake. As you mentioned, Shaq in the shower. Rock deals with him. Still a track stinger and 2 smokes left for this execute.
See how Warden didn't quite see Style coming around the corner because of his own sight. It's one of those situations where you need to be droning further than where you're moving to.
Rock's way into the bomb site now. 20 seconds to go. They take out that camera, but Jack Daddy with a C4. That's the bandit we know and love. Spruce has no choice but to rappel on inside. He'll face the Aldo. He does take it out, but Jack Daddy's there with the MP7. Never doubt the bandit. Jack Daddy will secure that round for his team. Mindfreak going up at a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, nicely done by Jack Daddy there. As Fury have won one, but Mindfreak have responded back with 2 blows of their own.
Still feel like Fury have some good ideas, but Mindfreak, especially on this defensive side, they've dotting all the I's, crossing all their T's, setting up very well the information game, the early aggression, the controlled aggression. Even on the few occasions when it didn't work out, Mindfreak reacted very well around that scenario, defaulting It Be style away from VIP, away from harm, and then going for a retake later on.
Yeah, it's just the, you know, that game of pushing forward and falling back and trying to stretch the defenders was really not working. And, you know, it's almost what It Be style was doing to the attackers there. Like, he was dictating the pace and what's happening there. It's round number 4, defending the kitchen bomb site. No mirror on the board for this one. You know, this is probably one of the bomb sites on Coastline, along with Penthouse, where I feel like a mirror can be particularly strong.
I agree with you, but at the same time, one of the weaknesses of mirror is she can be a very predictable operator. If you place a mirror on, say, for example, that main wall where Jack Daddy's right now, facing towards service entrance, the big risk is that it's predictable. They see that mirror window, they take top floor, and they pop it out. Once the mirror window is open, it's a detriment to your team. So we often see teams foregoing that mirror in terms of other strategies that more revolve around, you know, the placement of your players and mobility and being in the right position at the right time, such as the Augless strategy on this this bomb site, which I love so much. Opening up that kitchen wall. It's not what we'll see this time. Different philosophy for Mindfreak.
Cutie and Shaq have been doing such a great harassment job on this map, haven't they? Both as the Valkyrie. They'll just roam around in a weird spot, and you know, they're getting this information. Like, Shaq knows where they are.
That's exactly right. He has the rest of his team always calling for it, always safe on site. It's a far away roam as well for Mindfreak. It'll start to fall apart with Shaq the first one to die. Very great job from Fury to continue pushing that Valkyrie around, and Shade on the roof, ready to capitalize anyone attempting to walk into luggage. Kings is also gathering information of his own in lieu of that cardiac sensor on the objective.
Style was in the bathroom in the shower this time. I saw. Yeah, he's defaulted out of there and taken some damage for his trouble. Shade was heading in his direction.
2 players near each other. Rock, however.
Style.
Oh, wow, that's a very sneaky position for the Gridlock. Just waiting for that flank potential. It be Style caught off guard, and Rock does find that kill. Another player was nearby, however, and Warden will find Cutie. Just the 2 left on site. Everything falling apart for Mindfreak. A desperate attempt does find the 1 player. That's the hard breach gone. Diffuser on the ground as well, though the Kings may not be aware. On the objective now, Fury really have to keep their time management in sync. They waste too much time here, they could throw away this lead.
Yeah, 55 seconds though. It is a lot of time for Mindfreak to try and hold on for. What they've got to do is try and hide in some pretty tricky positions. What Fury need to do is just find these positions and make sure they trade off of them.
40 seconds left on the clock. Things looking pretty good for Mindfreak. Fury have the numbers advantage, but
they're just going to try and jump through this window without draining it first, because there's a shotgun right there ready.
Waiting to receive. This will definitely work out for Jack Dad. Fury player gets spotted out. Jack Dad puts the diffuser on the ground. His position revealed now, and 20 seconds is enough time for Fury to make this happen. But Jack Dad's smokes will completely disrupt that. Shotgun not going to work at this range. Another gas canister will go out, but it's too late. Shade! Oh, what a flank from Kings. He finds the 1 kill. Diffuser in nobody's hands, and Kings is in a perfect position to clutch this round. Fury has to go for this plan, but he can't get it off in time. Shade, what are you doing? It doesn't work, and Mindfreak steal away around that was in no way rightfully theirs.
I saw Shade throw a drone on the ground as he was vaulting out from up above, right? And we've got Jack Daddy right through that window. All he needs to do is actually go on that drone through the window. They know exactly where Jack Daddy is. He's not getting that kill onto Ward, and he's probably going down pretty soon after that. And I'm so frustrated by that 5-on-2 for Fury.
5-on-2 to 2-on-1. That still loses. It's a difficult pill to swallow for Fury. Moving into round number 5 rather. I know I'm not very good at counting, am I?
You and your maths, Dev.
Yeah. Anyhow, round number 5 for Fury.
You know, that didn't even happen to me. I wasn't even on the receiving end of that, and I'm frustrated and tilted.
It's frustrating to watch something, such an advantage to fall apart in such a way. And Fury really did contain that roam and contain that aggression from Mindfreak so very well in the early parts of that round. Just couldn't capitalize, and that's what I mentioned. You know, with 1 minute on the clock, it was a 5-on-2, 4-on-2. I said, Fury need to capitalize on the time that they have remaining. Don't let it slip away. Unfortunately for them, that's exactly what happened.
Well, once again, these cameras going on outside. And Style going for a spawn peek and finding Warden. So one of the more dangerous places to walk when spawning over by the pool here. I always go backside, I never walk forward. And Cutie to also find Shade. Can he find Shaq find a third? No.
Mindfreak just jumping out every single window headlong. Fury on the back foot. You can see Spruce has taken a lot of damage for his trouble as well. It is in fact a hookah defense. But the fight is going on anywhere but hookah.
Yeah, this outside information gathering from Mindfreak has been on point, and even though the IQ is coming out from Fury, it has not been enough to counter it.
I mean, even if you see the positions of some of these Valkyrie cameras, it'll be awkward to take him out. Kings finds another kill. Not sure we'll see a single Fury player move inside the building before this round is over. Looking to be a very difficult half for them as well. Kings taken out. Spruce outside once again, just Rock left. What really does he have to go for? And he's taken out on the long-range fight. A flawless round for Mindfreak.
And how long was that round? Not very long.
I think that we still had a 2 in the first digit on the clock, so less than 60 seconds on that round. And Mindfreak's aggression, it was contained previously, and you know what Mindfreak said to that? Look, guys, they're hunting our roamers, so what are we going to do? We're not going to roam. We're going to jump out, outside. They're not going to get in the building. They're not going to track us at all. This untamed aggression that Mindfreak are featuring on their defense can be telegraphed from even their operator ban phase. Look at that, Jackal ban. Just like we saw the other day, Mindfreak don't want to be contained on this roam. They don't want to be allowed to, they don't want to be forced into specific areas. They just want to roam freely, do their thing, and they're using that Valkyrie to allow that.
Well, final round of their defense, however, they are 4-1 up. All the utility going on down now, of course. What do you think of this, like reinforcing into bathroom? Like we see some teams do it and some teams don't.
It's really about where you're going to play and what kind of position you want to force your enemy into. So if they're going to drop bathroom and they have to think, well, can I just quickly make a rotate into guitar so that I can have a way out of bathroom? Because there is actually no way out of bathroom other than that main door into penthouse. If the penthouse is the site, you're not likely going to be able to escape through there. The only escape is into guitar, and if it's reinforced, then the attackers don't really have much of a way out. So that's one reason. The second reason is if your defender wants to play inside a guitar and they don't want to be vulnerable from that hatch in bathroom. So it really depends on the areas that you want to play. I think it was Neofighter playing yesterday for Auglis inside of guitar hallway, and they had reinforced those walls. Actually, it might have been one of the EU matches I watched where we saw Hibana countering that position. I can't remember, actually.
EU was all cafe this week, so...
Okay, it wasn't EU. Maybe it was NA? I can't remember. One of those games. Definitely a Hibana was used for that purpose. Anyhow, Penthouse again. Mindfreak got that solid presence on site in that L hallway, as is predicted, and also a player inside of VIP. Interestingly, unlike Auglis or Fnatic, no rotate hole. between VIP and the penthouse itself. So Mindfreak will be relying on that guitar hallway escape or that main outside hallway escape. A lot of ways you can read into that for Fury. You can cut it off from the roof, prevent the player from escaping back into that hallway.
Well, I don't quite exactly know what Fury's plan is here. They've spent a lot of time droning and looking at the positions, but not really much time into the building. Like, this is the first real push they've started making.
On this site, with this kind of setup, you can't spend all your time searching for roamers when there aren't any. You need to do that very efficiently, and you need to start dismantling some of the key objectives on site. There's key positions such as the L-bend, such as the Epi-style inside of VIP. You need to get these done time efficiently. Otherwise, you're running into the wall.
And just look how eager Epi-style is to jump outside there. That Valkyrie camera they've continually thrown out just onto the wall of the balcony.
Yeah. Do we need to say anything now? I think it's just standard practice for All Mate Cutie and Shaq to be jumping out and getting kills with that Valkyrie. Anyhow, there is some kind of a response from Fury as they punish Epi-style. That's the player inside of VIP, and it looks like with that Dokkaebi call going off and that pressure onto the south side of the map, we may even see an attempt at opening this theater wall. And wow, the Bandit's going to go and snatch up one of his Bandit batteries from the other side of the map and try and put this down on. Kings is doing some good work. Jack Daddy, that was insane. He goes all the way into penthouse just to pick up one battery, and that may well save the round. Fury's entire strategy in tatters, and Kings is adding to that with some good kills with the Alder. Cutie gets shut down, but still it's up for Mindfreak. Fury fighting back, though.
Yeah, Shade finding two quick ones on the rappel. The C4 is going to come on out and do literally nothing there, as Golden did have to fall back from that Shade with his third, but oh, it's going to come down to the 1v1 between Jack and Golden. Golden's grabbed the diffuser. I don't think he's aware that Shade has dropped. Sorry, Jack Daddy has dropped. Going to try and go for the plant.
Oh, he has information. Jack Daddy knows he's been spotted out in lieu of that ping, so Golden has to go for this plant. It's a bait. This is over. There you have it. Jack Daddy securing that clutch. An incredible round from Mindfreak. Highlight players everywhere. Jack Daddy, what a play to keep that wall solid, and Kings to lap up the frags in the meanwhile. And Mindfreak, it got close, but they do secure the round.
Yeah, great fight back there from Shade, and Golden was stuck in a very, very tough position. I think we saw Jack Daddy, you know, exercising his brain there. Goes and grabs the Bandit battery, does the drop at the right time. Like, he was
so good.
Masterfully dictating that, wasn't he?
And I've got to say, I know I'm being really nitpicky here, but you know, let's break down what happened there for Jack Dad. As you mentioned, he dropped, and he dropped early so that the player from Fury, who was it? It was Golden wouldn't have heard that drop. So he wouldn't have the information just yet that the player had dropped downstairs. So he has to go slowly, moving into sight. Eventually gets that plant down, and then on this flank, who was the player again with the Bandit? Jack Dad. Jack Dad pushing up the stairs, he got spotted. That means that Golden was watching the spot because he had the information where the Bandit was. But as soon as the Bandit knew he was spotted, he stopped pushing up. And that was such a detriment to Fury.
Look at all the work Shade has been doing there. He has 10 kills. The rest of his team, with mass 7.
Yeah, that's not great. Shade is meant to be the IGL.
Warden is now. I spoke.
Oh, really? They changed it. Yeah. Okay. Well, he was meant to be the IGL, and back when he was IGLing, even at the Six Oceanic Cup plan against Fnatic, he was one of their top fragging players, and it's a worry when a player like that is getting the king of their frags.
I feel that the player that's been impacted the most.
This drone so bad.
Player that's been impacted the most from having these subs in is Warden. Like, he's really struggling, and you might be thinking that it's to do with the fact that he's really trying to help out Rock and Golden fit into these roles, so he can't really focus on his own game as much.
Now that is a great point. You know, Warden was always a standout player, one of the best in ANZ. I've seen him drop 20 frags with Sledge in comp matches before, and he's not really been showing up here. That extra weight of being the IGL really does hinder, especially fragging players.
Sounds like a drone was just captured there by Rock on Mozzie. Do you like that holo site there, Dev?
I think it's called a Vortex graphic, is it?
I don't know.
I heard old mate Rogue9 saying that in one of his videos. So, but no, when has Rogue9 ever been wrong?
Well, yeah, I only run reflex if I'm running a one time. So like,
I know. You don't even know that ACOGs exist, do you?
Yes, I do.
Jack Daddy finds the first kill with that ACOG on the L85. It's good. Nice early shut down the pretty much only real impact player on Fury.
Yep.
You think this is a freebie for the rest of the round when you're looking at the collective unit on the enemy team have 7 kills currently, whereas the player you've just taken out has 10. Like, I know we don't really assign value only for kills, but let's say you assigned value for players only kills. Like, that's more than 50% of the work already done. That's crazy. Just one free pick at the start.
Well, that's just based off what's happened in this round, not actual skill level. But for disclaimers' sake.
I'm not having a go at anyone else on Fury. Not saying that Shade's the only good player on Fury or anything like that. Just saying, you know, interesting, food for thought.
We're talking in the abstract here.
Yeah. You're about to enter the Twilight Zone.
All right, well, Kings has opened up the door and taken out the barbed wire into Hookah. We hear one of those air jabs just above the door, so they know they're not going to be pushed out on. See, maybe that's what Mindfreak should have been doing, using those, sorry, Fury should have been doing, using those air jabs to deny a lot of those runouts that was working on them.
Wow, Rock's in a good spot, and he's done some work, taken out that player on the rappel. Jack Daddy finds his second in the round. Golden's on the floor, and it may well transfer over to an Aquarium push. Everything's working out for Mindfreak. It's only going to be an ace clutch for Rock, but no, Cutie will close that one out. There we have Mindfreak heading on to match point.
You know, this has been pretty disappointing from Fury all up, like the whole night, I feel.
It was almost a 7-0 on map number 1, and now we're looking at potentially a 7-1 on map number 2. Mindfreak, I had doubts about their form, and they are really, you know, squashing anything that all of my preconceived notions about this season. And Fury, on the other hand, not living up to expectations.
And the one round they did win was, well, it was a shutdown of a clutch, but it was a 1v1 in the end, and it was off Shade getting a 4K, so... Is it just the roster? Good players, but when they play together, they're not, you know, better than the sum of their parts. In fact, they're probably worse.
it's a difficult thing to say, but I think you might be right in that respect. Got to say, to focus on Mindfreak for a second, you know, they have been styling. They have been, you know, pardon the pun.
It be styling.
It be styling. You know, Mindfreak be styling at the moment. I did have my doubts. You know, I was worried about whether we'd see a change in the roster for tonight. But no, these guys have been, especially on this map. Their attack was organized. Their defense was very proficient.
You know, I put in for the predictions this week that I thought there might be a draw in one of these.
I think I did as well. I think I said win to Mindfreak and then a draw between these two teams. Looks like we're not likely to be correct on that one.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. All right. Jack Dad on the sledge did some good work on this map and the previous map with the operator already. Just analyzing the operator lineups for a minute, specifically on the attack. You know, we have that. You know,
oh, it's free. Oh, he's
no
missed.
way, no way. Come on, come on, Shade. Wow, I really did think that was going to be a freebie. Anyhow, talk operators. We got a little bit of hard breach. Hibana's always a great hard breacher. She's an incredible fragger if you know how to use her. She's got stuns. Even if you don't end up using her her X-Kairos, you still got a great operator there. Got some good soft breach, got some information gathering, and the Nomad to hopefully prevent people running out of windows like we do have Shade doing just that. At least he is punished by the Nomad eventually.
1 for 1 after a minute. Have a nice little flank watch, air jab as well. Down the bottom of Cool Vibes.
Still the one left as well in the pocket.
So, well, I think we're seeing a pretty big contrast between how Nomad's being played between these two teams. Like, Warden was like saving them a lot, whereas it seems like Cutie's using them nice and early on in set places. As Jack Daddy has found one. Can he find a second?
Stun grenade will really help out at the moment. Oh no, Rock's not even meant to win that fight. He's likely to lose here, and Cutie doing some good work, pushing himself up. It's only Spruce Moose left to save this round. The Oli, you can left click for so long and it still won't matter. Kings leans Mindfreak to a 7-1 victory on map number 2 of Coastline.
Yep, and you know, the depressing thing for Fury is they only won one attacking round the whole night.
Yeah. Back to the drawing board for Fury. Mindfreak still doing well tonight. I think, you know, exceeding expectations. And oh my god, look at that shade. The first one to lead the lobby and the best kill count across the board. I want to see the CGG stats. You know, when you get that nice little green bit next to the player who is clearly the best in terms of rating. And so often it's on the team that's winning. And in a 1-7, when Shade